Hey all, Hiba here. I haven't really had much time to look into the new premium ships in the Warhammer collaboration this time, but today I actually decided to take out Ship Smasha here. And I don't like this camo here, I think it's awful, and I much prefer the more normal look. I've put a more normal camo on the ship here, and I like it much better this way. So I'm using turret here with Bay and Swirsky, and for a concealment build, basically torpedo concealment, I guess. I don't really care much about my guns because this Smasher here, it gets faster reload but less range than the tier 6 British standard ship, and that suits me fine because as you can see, concealment 5 kilometers, that's perfect. I don't need any more than that. And of course, this ship here gets a heal instead of sonar. And I like ships with heals because it allows me to play more aggressively. And I'm not a big destroyer player, but this ship here I actually like. It's very rare that I actually find a ship I like, and actually very, very rare I find a destroyer I like. And destroyers with heals, well, seems to be my thing. Because I like Tashkent and Khabarovsk, and Kid also okay. But I think Smasher is probably one of the best for my playstyle and the way I like to play. I tend to spend most of my time spotting and capping in the ship here if it is a domination match. Although the guns are excellent up close, just keep in mind that you only have about 7 kilometers range, and the torpedoes are they're less than 7 kilometers. I think they're 6.7 range, and that's because I have turret on to extend them a little bit, because otherwise I think they would only be 6 kilometers then. So this is an up close and personal destroyer when you engage someone, and that's why I tend to spot and cap first and foremost, and then take on destroyers when I have the upper hand. And the ship is excellent for that. The reload is, with this build here, 4.4 seconds compared to 5.5 seconds on the Tech Tree Tier 6. So it's much better. And I mean, I do miss the sonar sometimes, like in this situation here, where I'm caught completely unaware that there's a destroyer out there actually, because I'm not even spotted or anything. But we eat a torpedo, and that's just a lesson, I guess. But on the other hand, I do get a heal, so it doesn't really matter that much. So we're just gonna sit here and try to finish capping here. And if you saw, I went in to this cap here on the side, meaning that I'll be able to spot up on behind the island here in the middle. And so many destroyers just sail straight into this cap here in the middle, and they can't see anything for the big island. So in this position here, at least I can spot a few ships while I'm capping. And we're done capping here, and we're going to use the nice acceleration on this destroyer here just to get going, because it really is a tier 6 British destroyer. It just has a heal, less range on the torpedoes, less range on the guns, but you do have faster reload on the guns, which makes this destroyer quite deadly up close for other destroyers. It's pretty good at brawling destroyers, and I like that. The only problem is you don't have a sonar, like I said, but you just have to make do without it. So I'm leaving the middle cap now to actually go and grab what would be, I believe, the C cap. And of course, immediately as soon as I leave, someone tries to take the B cap, because there's no one in a good position to defend the cap. And I cannot sit there all game and defend the cap. I need to go out and actually spot some other stuff and, well, be helpful, I guess. So this other guy must have spotted this lightning here, so we'll gladly join in. And as you can see, the guns are quite good. I mean, this is a tier 7. I know he's not really shooting back at me, but I mean, at this distance here, it's not bad. It's quite enjoyable actually, and the gun range is tiny. Like it's like I said, 7 kilometers, something like that. So you have to be up close to well, get anything good out of these guns here. And there's no point speccing into range on this ship here, because then you might as well just play the Tech Tree counterpart. It's it's good up close and it's good for capping, because capping means that other destroyers will have to get up to you and actually contend the cap, and that's exactly what you want in this ship here, especially because it has a heal. And you have 2 heals with this build here, and each heal is about 1500 extra hit points. So together that gives you more than 3500 extra hit points. And out of like 12,870, that means you'll be like nearly 16,000, which is good at tier 6. And that's primarily why I like this destroyer here. I was thinking about putting Sims on as well to up the hit points by another 2,500 or something like that. I haven't really decided yet, and also I haven't really decided about Turbot or Vian yet, like the other British destroyer commander, and I haven't decided about the skills and perks either, so this is just a preliminary battle here, and so far I like it. So I do have the other Warhammer ship, the Cross of Dawn, which is just basically a tier 6 German cruiser, just without sonar, and already there I'm thinking, and then it has a faster reload and a few other tits and bits that really doesn't make any difference, because without a sonar it's pretty much useless to me, and I already hate the tier 6 German heavy cruiser. I can't remember the name right now, but it's horrible, and this premium version here is not much better. It's good for some things, but like, I like to unmask destroyers in my German cruisers, and if I can't do that, then they're pretty much useless to me. So I love the torpedo armament on this thing here as well. It's 10 torpedoes, and you can single fire them, and the range is not very good, like I said before, but if you get in range of someone, they are in for a world of pain, especially since you can single fire, like I said before. So now my team has managed to hold B, and I've taken C, so that means we're in a pretty good spot now. So I'm just trying to figure out what this Massachusetts here is going to do. I kind of think he's going to go to the right around the island, so I'm going to set up a few like random torpedoes, so hopefully one of them is going to get him. And like I said, he's right on the edge of my range, and the range is not good on the torpedoes on the ship here. That's why I've spec'd into improving them a little bit, and I think I've improved them by 700 meters, and still that I would prefer 8 kilometer torpedoes, but you don't have them, so you just have to make it work. And it turns out the Massachusetts actually goes to the left around the island. So, okay, well, that was torpedoes wasted there. So I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and try to keep these battleships here spotted for a little bit longer. I can see that someone's capping both A and B, but I'm just going to do one more circle and see if this battleship doesn't come out so I can torp him. But it doesn't seem that he is, and Cleveland is kind of moving in, and like I said, I don't have the torpedo range to annoy him, so it's time that we retreat a little bit now, because there are 2 caps over here taken, and it's going to take a while for these guys to take both caps. So it's better to head in and see if we can't retake B, because there is a destroyer sitting on the edge of B, but he's not really doing anything, and he might as well just hold the cap at least, because I mean, he is right next to it, but yeah, well, some people. So we are ahead on points now, but we are behind on ships. So that means that, well, the best action right now is just to make sure we stay ahead on points. And this Massachusetts here is turning out to be a real annoyance. He keeps hiding behind this island here, and yeah, I mean, he's a clever guy. He probably knows pretty much where I am, and I'm hoping that he's still waiting when I get around this island here, but it turns out that he's then gone to the other side of the island, and at that point I just give up on this guy here. I can spend all day trying to torp him, and it's more important that I retake B and also A if I can, because there's still a destroyer left on the enemy team, but we have 2 destroyers, so we have the upper hand at the moment. And I was just hoping I would torp the battleship there again, but like I said, I'm giving up now. I'm going for B and trying to flush out this one destroyer here somewhere, because he must be inside B somewhere. And I will know when I enter the cap if it's contested. Then I know roughly, like a rough idea of where he's hiding, which would be somewhere on the other side of the island. And someone just sonars or radars me there, but it's okay. We get away. So he's entered the cap again now. It was not contested in the beginning, but he's in here now, and he's got the locator on, meaning that he's closer to me than any of the other ships, and that's why I never have the locator on, because it basically tells the enemy your distance, and yeah, it helps you as well, but I think that there's more downsides to the skill than there are upsides, and that's why I don't pick it. I never pick it, and especially when I'm in a cruiser. I love destroyers who have the location skill, because it helps me triangulate their position basically, and along with Ingenious, it's very easy. So he's obviously around here, so I make sure I have my guns exactly on the area he might be when I go around the corner, because I want the first shot in. But he's obviously moved to the other side of the island. So in that case, the Massachusetts is moving in. We're going to give some torps to him, and then I'm just going to give up B, and I'm going to go for A instead. And it's an Udaloy there, so we'll just give him 1 salvo, just to make him feel unwelcome. And then I'm heading off to the other cap, because like I said, I want to win this game here on points. Like I said, I don't really torp all that much in this ship here. Of course I do when I can, but like I said, the range makes it so that it's quite rare that you actually get the opportunity to do it. So it's a better a gunboat against other destroyers, this little thing here, and it does that role pretty well, and that's probably why I like this ship here, because it allows me to cap right off the bat, and if I get contested, then usually I have the upper hand. So I noticed earlier that the other destroyer, and there's just the 2 of us now, he's really low on health. He's down to like probably 500 or something, so he can't really take any chances. It looks like he's trying to cap here, but then the Udaloy catches him in the act, and he takes off again, and yeah, that makes sense. So that's why I'm going to take this cap here to make sure we keep our lead, and then I'm going to head back and hopefully try to take out the Udaloy. It is a tier 7 destroyer, but I think at this point the Smasha can take it. If I just get like the surprise, pretty much, if I get at him and get the first salvo in, I should be able to take him. Although I am pretty much half health. But that's much stock I put in this destroyer here. When you're brawling other destroyers, it's good at it. So we got the A cap, and I know the Udaloy is going this way here, so he's going to come around this corner here in any second, and there he is. So obviously my concealment is a lot better. So I get off the first shot, and I miss. That was horrible. I totally wasted the element of surprise there, and obviously this guy gets off torpedoes, so that's why we need to just account for that now. And I didn't realize he had the battleship backing him up, because yeah, that's nice, but that means that I'm going to lose this gunfight here that I thought I was going to win. So I'm going to just get off my torpedoes, because as soon as the battleship gets a salvo off, I'm dead. So I'm just going to get this destroyer out of the way to make sure my other destroyer survives, because if the Udaloy is dead, which he will be now, then my remaining destroyer just have to deal with the battleship, and he doesn't have to do anything. All he has to do is run away, and the battle is won. So I mean, yeah, I really like this this kind of destroyer play here, where you're not always thinking to like torp battleships or anything like that. It's more like a cat and mouse fight, and that's fun. I mean, what did we get here? We got 3 solo caps and 2 kills and 1 torpedo hit. But definitely like a good ship. I like it. It's probably one of the only premium destroyers I would pay money for. And I also did that obviously because I have the ship. I did get it in a crate. I didn't actually go for it. Same thing with the Cross of Dawn. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I love destroyers with heals and good guns and good torpedoes. And this thing has it all. All it needs is a sonar, I guess, but that would make it overpowered. And also the smoke is not the British smoke. I only have 2 smokes, and it's like the longer lasting kind, which I'm not sure that I like that much, but yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess. So that's the end of the battle here, and we win on points, about 200 points ahead. And I'm not gonna say it's due to me, but I sure did a lot of capping in this battle here, and making sure we had, well, not most of the caps, but as many caps as we can at any time. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.